Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a bit, but it's for a good reason. I did something that I've always wanted to do. I got a breast reduction. So as you can see, this is what this video is gonna be about. I think I'm gonna break this into a couple parts just because one video is gonna be way too long if I try to go through like week 1 to where I am now, which is week 9. I am 9 weeks post-op. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I got it done and the questions that I asked in my consultation. This is a really good video if it's something that you are thinking about, or if you have just booked your consultation and you're kind of wondering what questions to ask and you just want some questions answered of your own. I got you. I asked a lot of questions before I booked the surgery and I wrote all the questions down and I wrote the answers down, so I'm gonna share them with you now. First things first is, why did I get a breast reduction? So I've always disliked how big my boobs were, always like are. I always found them to be heavy and uncomfortable. I hated how straps would like always dig into my shoulders. I hated how bras with little support would never fit me like I wanted them to. Like, I've always wanted to be able to just look at a sports bra or just any kind of bra that didn't have a ton of support and just know that I could buy it confidently and know that I could exercise in it. When I was younger, especially in high school, I was always kind of like hunching over, trying to hide. Big regret with that now, huge regret, because it rounded my shoulders doing that, and I only obviously realized that years later. You only realize these things when you get older. If you are hunching over to hide them, don't do that. Stop it right now, because that hunch is gonna stay with you. It takes a lot of work to, you know, correct yourself and not hunch over. I find myself doing it all the time and it's just something out of habit. I never liked having cleavage. Cleavage was just horrible for me. I don't know why. I never liked having my boobs out. I never liked showing them. I always felt like it was too much, you know? It's definitely something that society shaped. I'm aware that that's a societal thing. You know, women with bigger boobs, if you just are like living and existing and they're just there, you're automatically sexualized, looked at as like too much, like you're trying to show them off even though you're just like existing, like they're just on your body. You can't like do anything. Like, for example, if someone with smaller boobs were to wear like a certain open top or an open dress, you know, like a little bralette, it could look like cute and dainty, not too much. But if I tried to do the same thing, or obviously someone with much bigger boobs than me, it would be like, whoa, you know, she's putting her nipples in my face. I just wanted to be more confident in less clothes. I just wanted to be more confident in a bikini and a dress. I wanted to be able to wear things without a bra. I wanted to be able to like put on that dress that, you know, is tighter and like you didn't actually need that bra to like lift them up. Your boobs were just like there. And mine, they weren't even massive. My boobs were a D. I always thought they were a C. I always thought they were like, you know, somewhat around a C. And then the surgeon looked at them and he was like, I don't think so. I think they're a D. I think they're definitely bigger than a C. So I was like, oh, okay, good, great to know. I live in sports bras. I've always lived in sports bras. Once I discovered the sports bra, once I discovered a bra that could make them smaller and just flatten them and hold them up and just flat, fell in love with that. Fell in love with that. Oh, and it got rid of cleavage. Sign me up. Sign me up, give me all the sports bras. I pretty much never wore a regular bra again, but then the problem would obviously come up when, you know, I have to wear a bikini or I have to wear a dress or something that you just can't wear a sports bra in. So now you're like, oh, I actually have to deal with these. Anyway, it's all about what's comfortable for you. Even if you don't feel like yours are big enough for that, it doesn't matter what other people think. It's about what's comfortable for you and what makes you have a better quality of life. So if you feel like they're too heavy, if you feel like you would be more comfortable having them smaller, like, do you, okay? It doesn't need to be this like certain size for you to get it done. I'm not trying to encourage surgery or anything. I'm just saying this was like one of the things I was kind of like self-conscious about. Are they not big enough for this? And I'm like, well, who cares if they're not big enough? They're uncomfortable for me, so that doesn't matter. Okay, I don't know how I missed this point. I have a very active lifestyle. As you will see on my Instagram page and, you know, my other videos. I strength train 5 to 6 times a week. I love sprint training. I love HIIT. I love explosive movements. I love jumping. You know what doesn't go well with that? Having boobs. big boobs. I basically live in gym clothes doing these kind of like exercises, and I love jumping around, but then I was also like torn because it would also be kind of painful sometimes, and running is would be uncomfortable. Bras that would have the most support weren't like always the cutest bras, or sometimes the bras with the most support would make your boobs look even bigger, like the sports bras. Just thought, you know what? I know I'm gonna live an active lifestyle. This isn't gonna stop anytime soon. So this is the right decision for me. So now that I've established why, maybe you can relate to some of those, please let me know if you can. I would love to hear like your experience and if anything was like similar to mine. Now we're gonna do part 2 of this video, and it's the consultation I did before the surgery. So I started looking up places. I found a place that had a ton of positive reviews, so I was reading reviews. I highly recommend you do that because it's not just about the surgeon, it's also about the surgical staff. It's about the people that work at the clinic you're gonna be going to. You want it to be somewhere reputable. You want it to be somewhere that other people have had positive experiences. So I prepared a list of questions before I went, which I highly recommend you do, because once you're in there, you kind of forget everything, and he or she starts talking and you just like, you forget. I have my laptop here. If you see me looking over, that's what I'm looking at. How long till after surgery can I lift weights again? He told me that it would be at least 4 weeks. I found that to be very early, but he said 4 weeks, you should be totally fine to lift and exercise as usual, which I was like, wow, that's incredible. 4 weeks, that's nothing. How long till I can lift my arms in general? So he said 3 to 4 days, you should be able to lift your arms. I know, weird question, but you lift your arms a lot, more than you think. You're not supposed to for at least 3 to 4 days. How long till I can run comfortably? So he said after 4 weeks, you should be able to run comfortably, which again, found so surprising. I was like, what? That is a crazy recovery time. How long will the lift last? So he told me it could last anywhere from 10 to 15 years, but of course it depends on you. Also, by the way, which I didn't realize until I started looking up this surgery, breast reductions come with a lift. They kind of have to, because they're like repositioning your boobs. Your boobs are lower, right? When they're bigger, they're lower. So they're not just gonna like reduce that and then leave it, you know, where they were. They gotta like put them, I don't know if I'm explaining it properly, but yeah, it comes with like an automatic lift. So they will be higher, obviously. That's why I asked how long the lift will last. I work from home, should I take off work? And he said the first 2 to 3 days is probably good, but if you can get a whole week off, that would be better. How will you know what size I want and like what I want them to look like? And he said, bring a picture, bring a photo like that doesn't have all this like clothes on so I can actually see. You're just like, where am I gonna find a photo like that? But yeah, there are a ton of photos in his gallery that have women topless, and you can see like the before and after. So one of the reasons I actually went with that surgeon is because I saw the gallery of photos and I saw a girl that had like boobs that looked similar to mine, and the after result was what I wanted. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'll just print out that photo. Shout out to that random girl. What will the scarring look like? And he said, it'll be really red at first, but then after a while it will start to fade. I just want to say that he really pushed that this was about genetics. He asked me if I had had any scars, if I'd had anything that caused scarring before, and I said no. And he said, oh, well, you don't really know how you're gonna scar yet. And I was like, cool. He's like, who knows? Like you know, you might scar really well and it might fade faster, or the way it fades also depends on genetics. So it just all really depends, and you're gonna find out like after. But yeah, they can take 1 to 2 years to fade fully, and scar creams, they can help, but he told me that after 6 months, there really isn't a point to continue applying it. When will I know exactly what they look like? How long will it take to fully recover? So he said it will probably take about 6 months to like see what they will look like, but it could take up to a year for the swelling to go away completely. So you might not see like the final result until a year later. I have had my nose done. I had like rhinoplasty, like I used to have a big bump here. I wish I had more before photos. This was a long time ago. This was when I was like 18 or something. But even for my nose, the reason I'm mentioning that is because that took a year or more for me to actually like finally see like, oh wow, like my nose looks different than it did like 6 months ago. Like it does, the swelling does take a long time. How many stitches will I have? I've never had stitches, so I was like really nervous about the stitches and just having stitches. And just surgery in general. Like I was obviously extremely nervous about the surgery, but for some reason the stitches, I was like, what? Oh my god. So he said a lot of the stitches are on the inside, but the stitches that are on the outside will be taken out after about a week, but you won't really see them because there will be tape over them. I was like, oh, okay, good, because I don't want to see them. That's gross. That's the thing about me. I literally didn't even want to look at my incisions. I didn't want to look at my stitches. No thank you. I didn't want to see it. I asked him what type of technique. So it's a T shape that will give you different scars. Like the scars will be in different places depending on the technique. So the one I got was a T, so it's like underneath your boob and then a line connecting to your nipple. So it's literally like an upside down T. So that's pretty much it for the questions that I asked in this consultation before I booked. I did meet with him again before the actual surgery. I think it was like a week before the surgery. He asked if I wanted to come in and I said yes, because I have more questions. So I asked, what should I wear the day of the surgery? And he told me to wear an open sweater with a zipper. So it was just easy to have it like open. It's just something easy to put on and zip up. Nothing that you have to like put your arms up through. Like a hoodie like this would be a no. It has to be something that has a zipper or like a button up. How long will I be in surgery? He said 4 hours, like no longer than 4 hours. It could actually take less. And I asked like how long it would take me to like be out of the place. He said no longer than 6 hours. How long do I have to wear the bra for? And he actually told me to wear it for 4 weeks. When I looked it up, it said to wear it for 6 weeks. I think I wore mine for closer to 6 weeks. I continued to wear a bra, like even to sleep. Like sorry, not like a regular underwire bra. The bra that they give you, I wore for like 10 days or something, and I had to switch to a different bra that I had with no underwire because that one was too small on me and it was way too tight. Like it was too compressive, it was really uncomfortable. So I had to like switch from that and wear a different one. But I did wear that one, like mine, for I think almost 6 weeks. Like I just was not comfortable without it on. I think maybe even a bit over 6 weeks. Like it's all about what you're comfortable with. Like yes, those are the recommendations, but like do what feels best for you. When does sensitivity feeling come back? Will I lose any sensitivity? And he said, yeah, that's definitely possible. It could be 6 months or more. You could lose it completely. Like obviously they talk about all the risks. They really go over it with you. I had one of the nurses go over it with me. They make you sign all these forms, and all these forms have a lot of scary things that can happen, and you gotta go over it and you have to fully accept a lot of the things that can happen. I mean, as much as you can accept it. Like you obviously pray that nothing happens. But yeah, I'm gonna end this here. I will definitely do another video, and in that one I'm going to go through like week 1 up until week 6. Week 6 is when you have the 6-week consultation. So I'll do like a step-by-step week 1, before the surgery, after, how I felt when I started to feel pain, like what the pain was like, everything. When I started exercising again, like I will go into full detail about everything in that video. So if you have any questions, please let me know, put them in the comments. I will answer them as best I can in the next video. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I hope some of this was helpful for you. I'm really making this video with the goal of like helping others feel less alone and having questions answered that they might be thinking about. If you like this video, please give it a like. It will really help it get out to more people. And please subscribe if you feel like I've earned it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.